My name is Peter Akinola, and I'm excited to have you around here. So, without taking much of your time, let's get started. So, why this webinar? In 2015 or 2013 thereabouts, I'm just going to tell a bit of story how all of this thing get got started. Okay, in 2015 thereabouts, I was running a business that require um, an online an LMS, that is learning management system, which means people can log in and learn their courses and at their pace and all of that. And then two times or more, I got my website shut down without any traces because of the negligence of webmaster, different things, and I got tired of all of those things. And I told myself, what is the big deal here that I cannot take control of this thing myself? And then that was when the journey actually started with me. That was when I started learning how to do all of these things, and then I got to a point where I couldn't proceed because of the codes and all of those things, HTML, CSS, and all of that. No, they are beautiful stuff. They are, if you can, it's important that we learn to do some of those codes. But then for some of us, and then for the results we need to achieve urgently, we might not have the time and the energy to invest into that. And so, no, the chance of learning to build website that fits your need or fit the need of your customer opened up without having to write a single line of code. So, and then since then I never looked back. So I've gone from designing website for myself to designing for friends to designing for clients, and it was born out of a need, a personal need, but then it has become a business, and that's how most businesses started. So I'm going to be showing you, for some of the people that saw my first post, you saw some of the websites I posted. We're going to be seeing a couple of those websites also, to be able to see some of the things I've done, and then some of the things you can do also. Some of those things look big, but then as big as they are, there's a way you can get them done quickly and get them done excellently. So that's my story. So in this class, we are going to start from the kindergarten. So what is a website? Let's start with that. So what is a website? Now, I know that question sounds like I'm asking you what is your name, or what is a car. We all know what a website is, but if I say define a website, we might just be having some issue describe it properly, because to some people a website will be like bringing everybody together to this, bringing the blind, bringing the deaf and dumb and all of that to describe what an elephant is. The person that touches the egg will say it is a tree. The person that touches the truck will say it is a pipe, and everybody will say different things. But then, here we know what a website is. If you have ever if you have ever interacted with anything online, it was most likely on a website. Now, for people that got this link on WhatsApp, for people that got this link on Facebook, you got it on a website. You got, so this particular live stream we are doing on a website. So, but then, like I said, let's start from kindergarten. What is a website? You consider a website as a store or a house. Let me just pause it there. A website, in this context of what we are discussing, is your what? Your house, or a store where you keep few things. In the case of e-commerce website, let's call it a store. So that is what a website is for now, and then we are going to continue. So in a store, what do you keep there? Or let's say your business, your office online. So what do you keep there? You keep your wares, you keep your stocks, depending on the businesses you do. You keep different things there. Yes. So let's continue. So what is web hosting? These are the three basic fundamentals of building a website. What is a web hosting? What is, some of us might have heard about web hosting, this and that and that. So what is web hosting? Okay, yes. What is web hosting? So before I get to that, like I promise, this is going to be very practical and very straight to the point. So let me share my screen, and then let's see a couple of websites, you know, and then see a few things also. I'm still with you. I'm just you know, try to open few pages so that we can have a good time with them. Yes. So I'm just going to share my screen now so that, okay. So now please confirm my screen has changed. Please confirm you can see something that looks like WordPress. I mean, that looks like a blue screen. So, like I said, we know what a website is and all of that. But then the question is, what we're talking about is what is web hosting. Now, like I said earlier, that website has your shop, your office online, and all of that. So, what is web hosting? What is web hosting? So, consider web hosting as the land where you put the land where you have that office or that house. You know, you have to buy the land before you build your house, or before you build the the office or the complex or whatever it is that you operate your businesses or your house from. So consider, so it is important that we understand this thing, you know, from that very much of grassroots. And that's why I say let's start from the kindergarten. So it is important we understand this much. You know, the website is the store. Okay, for some of us that are from Nigeria, or watching this from Nigeria, you know, if you rent a space and you put a container on it, you know, the space you paid for it separately and you brought in your container. Aha, so your container is your website. The hosting is the space you rented. So the land you bought before you built your mansion, the hosting is the land you bought. So the only difference between that is hosting you pay yearly, land you probably bought it forever. So now, good. So the next thing is, let me get back to my slide. Um, so yes, let me get back to my slide. So I believe you understand what a hosting is now. So let's just continue. So website domains and type. Now, so what is a domain? Let's start with that. What is website domain? Domain is that name that people type in on their search bar, on their Google search bar or the website search bar, to be able to locate where your store is, where your container is, where your this thing is, to be able to locate your website. That name that they type www.ncdc.com, that's all. You know, that name that they type in that search bar, in that address bar, to get to your website, that is the domain. So, and we have different types of domain and we have different uses for them. So we have the .biz, we have for that is for business. We have .org for organization, we have .com for companies, we have .info, we have .government, you know, we have .edu, we have .network, you know, no, and then we have .africa, we have .ng, we have you know, we have .ng.com, we have .ng. So there's a lot, you know, there's a lot of some of these attachments that we have when it comes to domain. But the fundamental thing about what a domain is a domain is the address to locate, you know, your store online or your business online or your office online. You know, if we consider, if we compare this thing to our physical store, our physical house, our physical shop, if you want a customer to visit you, you must give them the address, right? You will say number 2, Ajangbala Street, off this and this, Benue, this and that and that. You know, that's the same way the www.aksuYZ.com. You know, www. And of course, let me also say this: the shorter your domain, the better, because people don't want to store a whole sentence in their head in the name of trying to remember your domain name. So you don't have to write the full name of your business as a domain. Okay, for example, I used to run a company that is Pistis Solution, you know, and then Did I just say I used to? I own a company that is Pistis Solution, and then the full business registration name of that business is Pistis Universal Tactical Solution. So, and then we got to that because we couldn't get the simple form with CAC, so we had to use the long one so that at least by the time we check all of that, we're able to get that name. So imagine I had to put all of that on a URL. And that's www.pistis universaltacticalsolution.com. People will not get to that site. I can bet it with you. Why? Because it is too long. Somebody will want to remember and say, okay, maybe it is Pistis Tactical Universal Solution. Somebody will say, maybe it's Pistis Solution Tactical Universal. People will, because you have to keep it as short as possible, and that's why you see most of the websites you remember today are one syllable, two syllable, three syllable websites. Google.com, Google is Google, two syllable website. Facebook.com, Facebook. I mean, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is not. You don't even go to URL for WhatsApp. LinkedIn. All of those sites that you remember, they are the shortest form of URL that you can find. So the other thing I want to talk about here is, at what point do we use all of these things? At what point do you get to use .biz, .com, .org, .info? Now, the most popular of them all is .com. Everywhere you see .com, .com, and that's why it seems to be the not actually the most expensive. But there are some things, there are some URL that give themselves out already. For people that have interacted with school websites very well, schools, you will know that you see that it's most likely .edu.ng. See .edu.this, .edu.za, .co.za. I mean, you see different things, and then all of those, the things that end the website says a lot. If you want to interact with Canada website, you will see .co. I mean .ca. So if you are interacting with a government website, you will see .gov. So between .biz, .org, .com, organization is most likely used for not for profit organization, sometimes profit businesses as well. But the most common one for businesses are .com. So before we leave here, let's do a practical. Let me show you a few things. Now, for you to be able to buy your domain, buy your hosting and all of that, you need to interact with a dealer. So let me show you. Let's move to this page. Now, here is this is a website, whogohost.com. Now, this is a Nigerian website selling domains and hostings. Now, I want to show you how this thing works, practically speaking. So I need somebody to drop a URL, just drop a name for us, a business name you want us to do a demonstration for domain. Do a demonstration. I need a name quickly. Let's do it. Just drop a business name. I need someone to drop a business name quickly. I love to have interactive, so I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting. Somebody should drop this. Okay, JMK Bridals. Okay, let's do that. So let's check JMK Bridals. Now we could put .com, but then I want to make it open so that you can see everything I want to show you. Now we are going to look at all with with hosting as well. So this is another website that does the same thing, qserver.com. These two are local organization. Now this is another one. Okay, let me go to namecheap.com. So just in case you forget the name of all of these websites, you can always Google them. Just Google domain websites in Nigeria or best domain websites in the world, and you get enough recommendation that you can even use. So don't okay, so look at this. We have gmkbridals.com is available. Now look at what other thing. Look at the ones that are also available. This is .com. This is .online. .online is for 2,000, while .com is for 9,900. .org is for 7,000. .ng is for what? 6,000. .africa is 20,000. .app is 18,000. Now, these are other ones available. So you can see that we have so much to look into. So let me do something.com.ng. Let me shock you. Can you see? This is probably the cheapest. .com.ng is 1.2. And then I can also get this also for free. I'll probably teach you that also sometimes if this stream permits us. So now, if we want to buy, we're just going to do add to cart and then we proceed. But then now this is just the simple process of buying domain. Any domain, once it tells you it is available. So if it is not available, it will give you suggestions on maybe you should use other extensions. Like if you were searching for .com, you say you could use .org. Maybe .org of that name is available, .ng is available, .com, .biz, .asset, whatever it is available. And then you can also keep the name and I show you what is available. So that's that for domain. So let's look at hosting. Let's look at hosting, the hosting package that are available, and then let's look at that. I don't want to spend more than 1 hour in this stream. We're just going to end it, but I want you to see something. Now this is so we have different types of hosting packages now, and I'm going to take my time to help you understand what all of these things, what they actually mean. So this is the starter. This is good for any small or medium business that doesn't have so much traffic. You just want a information website, put it there and all of that. So 2 gig of storage, 8 gig of bandwidth. So bandwidth is what determine, I don't know if you remember those days when we used to check WAEC results, and then WAEC result is out, everybody is trying to check their result at the same time, and you just see that the website shut down. It's because there's so much traffic, and then the bandwidth of the site could not manage that. You just have to shut down. Either shutting down or become extremely slow. So, free SSL, unlimited email, so you can create many official email. So, for example, now if you go ahead and buy that gmkbridals.com or whatever it is that we want to buy, we can now say Tola at gmkbridals.com. That's an official mail. So that's what we mean by unlimited email. So we can have unlimited types of such email. So subdomain. What are subdomains? Subdomains means that so we can have subdomains. We can have store.gmkbridals.com. So it's going to show like a new website entirely. That might not be. It might not carry our own, product display or e-commerce aspect of our business. It could be anything. So, but then we can have new launch.gmkbridals.com. We can have let's say we launch a product, I will call that product KK2. We can have KK2.gmkbridals.com, and it will be a different, a whole new website on its own that we can put on that. So no add-on email. Add-on email means there are some websites, there are some hosting packages that allow you to have so many hosting, so many websites in just one account, and they will not affect each other. And then those are the basic things. Those are the basic things that you get when you buy all of these, all of these hostings. We have different ones depending on the. Then for startup, new businesses, it is just okay to go with this. So just like we have local website, this is an international. Namecheap is international, and they do the same thing as those other ones. We also have GoDaddy, one of the most popular as well. So that said, let me get back to my slide. Okay, so okay, good. So I believe please, okay, please, can you see me clearly, and are you picking one or two things from this um training already? Is it worth your time already? Let's continue. So let's now look at the types of website that we have, or let's not say the types, let's say the most common types of website that we have. So we have news websites, new website like what's the name of this, all these gossip web, all these, permit me for the lack of um best or better word, gossip website, there are news websites, punch.ng or punch.com, with it's a new news website. All of those, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying by news website. So now blog, we have blog website also, they convey article, um blogs like Haora, blogs like which other very popular one. I've forgotten all of these names. But then I'm sure you understand all of these things I'm talking about. Portal, your school portal, it's a website. The different once you put e-portal dot whatever name of the school, it brings out almost a totally new, interface entirely. So portal is a school. Education, we have educational websites. An example of that is Udemy. An example of that, we have Coursera, EDX, and all of those ones. We have information websites. Now, this one is more like a brochure, and that's one of the most popular, where you just go from page to page, reading about the company, what they do, who they are, and all of those things. That's what an information website is all about. And a social network like a blog, a forum, a social media website like Twitter, like Facebook. Now, so now, I was saying that the method of design I want to teach you can build you something like Facebook. Or let me even say that what makes Facebook that big is not just the development, it is the use of the customer. I mean, we are the customer. We are Facebook's customer. So you are the one that puts what makes Facebook Facebook. So if there's no content on Facebook, Facebook cannot be Facebook. So before Facebook, we have, or should I say before Facebook, we have our own indigenous forum. Nairaland.com is one of them, is a major, you know, forum in Nigeria, used to be very useful and popular, But today, most people don't even know what Nairaland is, but it's still functioning, and it's worth, millions of dollars if it is to be handed over to, to venture capitalists. So the next thing I'm going to do now is let's show ourselves an example of each of these websites. So let me start with the last one I'm talking about, a social network. So let's start with the nairaland.com. So please, I need you to drop examples of websites. Drop it if you can hear me clearly. Just drop your examples of websites. I'm going to be sharing my screen now, and we're going to be checking them one by one. Just spell the name correctly. Ireland. Sometimes if you can't get the URL, just type the name on Google. So this is Naira. This is a forum or a social media website. There's another one, Linda Ikeji. Network interruption, please. Okay, so for the network interruption. So we are currently talking about types of websites. So talking about, so I spoke about Linda Ikeji. I spoke the one I spoke about. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me, please? Okay, good. Thank you. I'm back. So we're talking about different types of websites, and then I've showed Nairaland, Linda Ikeji blog. I was about showing you, and I was about showing you another website that it's an information website. Aurora broker, commercial broker. So our commercial broker, it's good. So we are currently talking about types of websites. I'm trying to open a few number of websites so that we can see them and be able to relate with one or two education websites. Let me open Udemy. Which other one do we have? The news website. Let's open Punch. So business, let's open Jumia. So Jumia stands for business and also stand for e-commerce. So which other one do we have there? Blog. So now before I continue, for the last time, I need to confirm if my audio is good. Someone is saying I can't hear you. Please, can you all hear me, please? I need to continue. So can anyone hear me? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for that open so that continue. So we started from here. I said this is Nairaland. This is a forum, a social media website, or something that you can, start your if you want to, or build for a website. Or this is a blog. This is Linda KG blog, one of the most popular blog. You can see the interface. What dominates the front page are news and stories, something to catch your attention, of adverts, stories, different things, gossip, and all of that. you know let's go to a business website or an information website, see how cool, calm, collected it is, invest in all of those things. The logo is here, and I'm proud to say I built this. you know Look at it, just play around with the website and see, your clients will surely want to do business with you with this kind of website, clean and straight, detailed, and I don't know which other English to use. Everything seems to be in their places and all of that. So information website it shows the information that this is the home page about us. So if you want to read about the company, you click on about us, and then welcome to our commercial broker, who we are, all of those things. There's a drop down that tell you things you need to know, and all of that, our core value, so our services. You can get to see what their services are: assets acquisition, business setup, lubricant brokerage, automobile, and what have you. So blog. So the fact that the fact that a website has a blog does not mean that it is a blog site. We need to clarify that. So contact. So we can drop a message for them here, and get a message for them here, and then we can just click on this and we get the location on the map. And then the most beautiful part of all of these contacts is you can just chat them up on WhatsApp directly. Clicking this button, you can chat, whoever is in charge or whoever is receiving this chat, you can chat them up directly on WhatsApp. That's an information website. So this is an educational website, Udemy, Coursera, those guys, information website. So news website. This is a news website. This is punchng.com. If you decide to, so punchng.com, this is point. So you can see that few with different names, few with different stories and news and all of that. You can see news, sports, Metro Plus, investigation, video, politics, division. So they decide to cut shows product. But then, as we continue, we'll get to understand these are mega. Gigi and Jumia are mega e-commerce website because they don't sell their own product, or they don't have a product to sell. So others come in and list their products to be sold on the website. So they are just middlemen. So it won't be a perfect what do we call it, example of what I want to show. But we have different types of different e-commerce websites out there that we all patronize and buy things from, and this is how they display. So that said, okay, that's a good name. Let's quickly do a search for that. Let's see if we can, let's quickly do a search for that. Okay, so I was going to do a search for Cake for All, right? So let's do it on Q server. So domain names. Okay, let's do it on this one. So Cake for all, right? So cakeforall.ng is available. So for the person that asks for it, cakeforall.ng is available. .com is also available. .org is available. .store is available. .net is available. So .com.ng should be available as well. So you can see .com.ng is available for for that price as well. So let's continue. Let's continue. I'm already running behind schedule. Let's continue. So for the person that talked about cake now, cake for, that's why you get enough names, because so that at the end of the day you can pick the best out of them all. The step. So decide the best fit domain name and purchase it. So for example, now we are using Demi and if we sit down and think very, you can also come up with more nice names that can be unique and then can also scale up, you know. But then those names are not the most important thing. Once a business succeed, people don't care about the name. Whatever the name you call it, we will call it. I mean, it was because the business became successful. That was when we know. That was why we knew Google. None of us knew the meaning of Facebook or the meaning of Twitter. So, and then none of those things were in the dictionary when it started, and I'm not sure they are in the dictionary now. So it doesn't have to be English. It doesn't have to make just make it unique and all of that. So, Jumia. So who knows how they came about that particular name? But then Jumia. Once the name begins successful, look out for something that can be unique. But then don't get stuck trying to think of the best name and not come up with any at all. Okay, good. I think we are getting into questions little by little, but I'm going to open the floor for question a bit. So I have one question already. So you can start preparing your question. You can start preparing your question while I, round up this session before we go to the next thing. Okay, let me just show this. Say, please, sir, what is blogging and what is the difference between blogging and I'm going to answer all used to some of us that we blogged. I mean, we've been blogging for a while. We all used a small blog site. You know, I don't know if there's anybody here that know the name Blogger. There's a Google project that was called Blogger. So Blogger, WordPress, those are free blogs. But then today, blogging is just the act of you putting your content online. It's that simple. And then hosting is totally different. Hosting is just like I said, you put your house on a land. So hosting is you put your website online. The space where you put your website, you are renting it for a fee per year, each year. So that is hosting. So if you are also using paid services for your blogging and not free websites like Blogger, like all of those things, and not free website, you also need to host your blog. Like, for example, I don't know how many of us here heard about the story of Linda Ikeji. When we all got to know about Linda Ikeji was using a free blog, blogger.com. That's what Linda Ikeji was using. And then he made so much money with free blog, and one day Google shut that blog down because she wasn't paying for it. Imagine making that much of money and you're not paying a dime. And then she had to go, register a proper blog, and that's how we got to have this lindaikejiblog.com. So Linda Ikeji blog is to host that blog on a proper hosting account. So they are not the same, and I hope you're able to understand my explanation. So any other question, please let's drop our question. Before I'm just going to take 2-3 more questions and then round this up by doing a few things. Any more questions? Emmanuel, was I able to answer the question? So now with what I said so far, I believe you now understand that is you're not satisfied. So clarify your question and let me satisfy you if I can. If I can, I will. Clarify your question. What do you want to really get to? So you said, what is blogging? I said blogging is the act of putting your content out. You are not limited to one medium. You are not limited to using a paid or a free blog. So you can use social media to blog. I mean, there's, apart from blogging, we also have vlogging, that is vlogging. Vlogging, that is the idea of documenting videos. So we have vloggers online that they travel around, carry camera, tell you how the Burj Arab is, how this and that. They are also bloggers, but they are doing video blogging. So it's a huge thing. But then the act of putting content out, either it is written or video or whatever it is, it's blogging. But then it has nothing to do with hosting. Now, hosting is what gives that your blog, where you put those content that people can see, where you put those contents that people can see, where you host it. You need an hosting, a proper hosting. But if you are using a free platform like YouTube, like Facebook, like blogger.com, you don't need to host. But then anytime anything can happen and everything you built can go down. But of course, if you have a proper hosting account where you host your information and everything, you have some level of control. Let me not say you have total control, but you have some level of control. Thank you. So Emmanuel, if you have any other question, please share and let me answer. So let me get to the next thing. Now, I've said all of this to say a few things. Now, the website design, I want you to see the importance of it. I want to see that anybody can do these things. All of the things I showed you, from buying the domain to buying the hosting account and all of those things, they are very simple. So because all of these things we are talking about works around content management system. So instead of using coding, we use CMS. That is, you just manage your content like editing a Microsoft page. So you will agree with me that with everything I've said, there is not enough time. There can't be enough time for me to be able to do what? Take you through everything step by step, as I would love to do. And that's why I want to introduce you to a full course that shows you all of that. So in this course, you will learn how to get your first year subscription for free. That's if you choose to, do that. You will learn how to set up your own domain and hosting by yourself. Now, I showed you how to buy already. So how to set it up, you will learn that. You will also learn how to set up and design beautiful and responsive websites step by step. You will learn how to set up and link WhatsApp to your website just like I showed you on the other website like that. You will also learn how to collect payment on your e-commerce website and any other website you want to build. You will learn how to charge appropriately for your services. You want it to be skillful, is another thing to be able to charge for your skills. So you will also learn to get free themes, templates, plugins, and save cost on projects, and many more practical step-by-step hacks, and tricks. So you also, now you also have access to my mentorship for 3 months. So whatever it is you are trying to build that you are not getting, you can be sure we are on it together, we work on it together. I'll provide the support I can. And then the major part of this course I'm introducing to you is the fact that now I don't like people to just say I've learned something, now I cannot do it, or now I'm trying to do it. In this course that I'm introducing to you, we are going to design from scratch, you and I, different websites. And then you are not just going to be looking at me designing them, you are going to have to design your own. So, and that's why I said that for the practice, you are going to get free domain and free hosting to design your own website as you see and watch me do it. So this is a course of watch me do it course. It's not a course of just looking at me and thinking you can do it. When I do step one, you do step one. When I do step two, you do step two. When I do step three, you do step three.